All right, kids. So, issue slash product that we're going to talk about today that I found pretty cool has to do with slide stop override. What is slide stop override? Well, I'm a lefty, so it is not typically a problem for me. But for a righty, if I can do my best to mimic an aggressive righty grip, you may have a scenario like, oh shit, I got a click instead of a bang while I have an empty magazine and an empty gun. So typically you would see the manual of arms look something like, oh, click instead of bang. You would immediately go into a tap rack. Your slide would lock back. You would go, oh shit, there's my Gen 5 Glock orange follower. And oh shit, I'm actually out, in which case, cool, do my reload, boom, back in business. That would be slide stop override. The reason that that is coming up is because for a righty on a Glock, that slide stop, if you've got a real aggressive grip, right, that meat of your hand may be meeting that slide stop, therefore overriding it. So on last round, it is pushed down by your hand, therefore your slide will not lock back. If people are like, learn how to shoot better, look, honestly, some of the best shooters I've ever shot with have this problem all the time, and it's just a reality. They go into tap rack and fix the problem, which is typically a reload, unless it's actually a malfunction. So Gen 5, I have never had this problem because, of course, you will notice when I, as a lefty, reload, this is a little bit of insight for those of you who are curious about the world from a lefty's perspective. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff that you already know what to do. In terms of how you can support our channel, we try to keep this thing as free and organic and fun as possible. So we don't ask for anything other than just support our company when you need us. What is it that you do? Thanks for asking. Actually in the real estate services world. So we operate in Utah, parts of Florida, Texas, Arizona. So if you're buying, selling a house, or if you have a buddy or something like that, contact us. You can go to the website, shoot us an email, shoot us a DM on Instagram. We'll have all that stuff below. And yeah, we'll get back to you. We actually see and check messages. So thanks for the support, and we'll see you guys soon. It would look like, cool, slide locks back. Why? Because nothing was engaging that slide stop. And then you go immediately to drop mag, new mag goes in. I use my trigger finger to press, grip back on target. That's how a reload would look for me. Gen 5 Glocks have the unfortunate, what was designed to be a helpful benefit of having a full-time ambidextrous slide stop or slide release. Look, you guys debate if you want to call it a slide stop, slide release, slide catch. I don't really give a shit. You all know what I'm talking about. Gen 5 Glocks have this on both sides. And unfortunately, it cannot be selected like, hey, can I just take one side off? No. What would be great is if Glocks finally presented me as a lefty, a problem that righties have that I don't have, which is I don't do that. They come out with the Gen 5 Glock. It's got this on both sides. Well, great. You took away my one benefit in life to being a lefty, which is my slide always locks back. So I had this happen, and it happened in a video, and I sort of came up with that solution of like, man, it'd be great if you could pick one side or the other. Some people commented with, well, comments. You commented with comments, and you're like, hey, check out the Kagwerks, you know, extended and raised slide stop, okay? And I thought, well, that's interesting, and I saw this, and I was like, that might be the ticket right there. So essentially what they have done is they've said, look, let's try to create a solution for slide stop override. So what they did, one, they extended it, which I typically do just because I like having a bigger notch versus that real flat Glock stock slide release. So they extended it, but they've raised it. So as a righty, if you're shooting, even if you've got an aggressive grip, which this grip right here would override that slide stop, in this case, I'm not making contact with it. And as a lefty, of course, I would have the benefit, even if I'm rocking an aggressive grip, right? And that would be my support hand. Again, because it's raised, I'm not gonna make contact with that. So this is for a Gen 5. Hey, off-roaders, finally. Someone has joined us in the desert today. They have this as an option for Gen 3, Gen 4 Glocks, which would just be single side, left side only. which is great for righties. It wouldn't make sense for a left, like that would be a pretty irrelevant product for a lefty because, hey, we don't have an issue on this side of the gun. But once Glock did what they did, cool, now we have an issue on this side of the gun. So you can get it for a Gen 3, Gen 4, it would be single side only, or for a Gen 5, it would be ambi, so it would be on both sides of the gun. And I think, you know, we've shown in some footage that we've had today, but I mean, it's frankly very cool. You, just to make it easier to drop that slide. So essentially what you would have, mag goes in the gun, and very simply that slide or that finger's just going to sweep down. I mean, I suppose you could do it with the support thumb, which some people do. To me, that seems awkward. Again, as a lefty, this is a bit of a new world for me, having to reload like this. But I will tell you, aside from it occasionally getting in your way when you're trying to rack the slide, because it's like, kind of like right where your grip winds up going sometimes, it's very clever and it's very efficient, and it's like perfectly placed for where my thumb wants to be. The only thing that I am aware of as I'm doing this is get my thumb out of the way quick, because it's like I'm dropping it. Like, hey, I don't want to leave this thing hanging out in that to get scraped up. And this has happened to me once before, so I learned this the hard way. So you definitely want to get that thumb out of that way quickly. But hey, look, it's not really a product review or like an in-depth video on this, but I wanted to point it out because to me, hey, look, it's an interesting issue. A lot of righties have it, and now lefties, depending on how you run your grip on a Gen 5 19 or whatever gen that you happen to be running, this is a really interesting solution that I think for a lot of righties could be a pretty killer product, you know? So I just wanted to show you guys that. It's pretty cool. It's only like a $50 product, so it's pretty cool. A little tough to find in stock places, but everything's kind of tough to find in stock right now. But pretty cool. Thought you guys would like it. So there you go. Kagwerks extended raised slide release.